Hi, this is the second part to the Introduction to Literature Review in preparation for your final year project. I'd like to state as a disclaimer, as per the previous slide, that we are not sharing with you everything about literature review, but we are only giving an introduction. If you were to move on to undergrad studies or graduate studies, there's much more to be done for literature review. Definitely you have to read more, and there will be more information you have to provide in your literature review. If you're keen to find out more, please ask your supervisor. But in the meantime, this is the basic that would require of you in final year project. So here, today we're just going to focus on how to write it. Just a recap from last slide, is that why literature review is to demonstrate your critical understanding, to show how much you know about the topic in a superficial way by just stating, or you can compare and contrast and understand the gaps that the current body of knowledge provide. Is to share what has been done, and through literature review, often one can come up with a plausible hypothesis to work on for their research. So, commonly for final year project, you have to take on 3 steps to get to writing a literature review draft. First, you have to find relevant resources, which hopefully by now we have found some. Organize them and make notes. Make use of your log sheet 1, the table, to write down the notes, to note down what you have found out from each resource. And today we're going to focus on the drafting of the literature review. Okay, first thing first, you have to try to define the key terms in your project. What's the easiest way to know what are the key terms? Look at the title of your project and define certain terms. A lot of times resources tend to use the same word, but they may define it differently, and that can create a lot of confusion in the reader and even in you. So define the key terms first. Secondly, you should discuss at most 3, if not 2 topics relevant to your project. And you need to bear in mind that your literature review section, out of a 3,300 word report, will take up about this much, 700 to 900 words. This is a sample of a final report of a DHSM paper. There's a beginning of the report, there's always an introductory paragraph, and then followed by the literature review. There are 2 modes. So this one took about 3 pages. Your supervisor may also advise you to delve straight into your literature review as per this DSES paper with a discussion, and eventually at the end of the literature review, the student was able to reach a conclusion and said that this will be the hypothesis for the final year project. Similarly, this paper also took about 3 pages, which is about 800 over words. So what I've covered is very fundamental structure, the key terms, and select 2 to 3 topics to talk about. What do you write exactly for each topic? So the next slide will show you the structure of how a topic will look like. This is a very simplified sample. You can definitely write more if you want to. This was done by a DSES student. Here are the key aspects that you should have in your literature review for each topic. Now for each topic, please make sure you have a topic sentence. What is a topic sentence? If you look at the part that is in blue, it sort of introduces what the whole topic is about. And then you should have the elaboration part. Now what do you do with the elaboration? You have done all your readings, you should state the key findings of the readings in your elaboration. Where possible, show the relationship between the resources. Sometimes they contradict each other, sometimes they complement each other. And that demonstrates critical thinking. And after you have described, summarized the points, you can state the gaps or the issues that is faced in this field about this topic. And lastly, in your conclusion, you sum up your review and you relate these gaps to your final year project. So in this case, if you have a read, the student actually stated that there's a gap, and his final year project is seeking to address this gap. You can pause the video to take a look at what he has written. Just some other tips about writing. Try not to just state resources by resources, like paper A said that, paper B said that, paper C said that. You need to demonstrate some level of synthesis. What do you get out from all the information read? How do they look when you compare and contrast them? Okay, that matters. In addition, given that you have limited space, please make sure that you review only the relevant information. If you're not very sure how relevant it is, have a discussion with your team members, if not with your supervisor. And seek to be precise and accurate. Don't inflate information. For example, one common problem about writing is we tend to say this proves certain things, but a lot of time we don't prove a lot of things. We support a particular notion. Obviously, this will be covered by a supervisor, and I have to repeat again, avoid plagiarism. And if you really need to lift the words, please have a quotation and use your APA format. For APA format, you can go online to find out more about the format, which I shall not cover over here.